Hey all, you are with Akiva Old and this is QuorraBuilt. So today it was about 40 degrees and it looks like I didn't achieve this end today, and we didn't actually, so that's all right. We ended up doing a little bit of a replumb with the system. We didn't have enough flow. And late last night, we ended up having some very high winds come through here. And I was a little bit concerned, so I spent a couple of hours out here putting extra counterweight on the posts. So basically what was happening is the wind would actually hit so much that it would lift the posts up and then push them in, which would then put pressure on the bolts down here. And originally, basically, we broke a few on this side here, and I had to rebuild in the middle of the night a while back, a couple of days after I first started building this. And the second thing we did is we put on these restraints here. So basically, it's preloading this here, so no longer as the wind hits and pushes on this, is it trying to rip these screws out. It's actually turned it into a fulcrum point, so it's actually pushing onto it. So that's pretty handy. We did have quite gusty winds, probably around 40 to 50k gusts, so they should tolerate quite a little bit more. Don't really want to push that hard. So once everything's up and I'm happy with how the water is going, we will be kicking off with everything we need to do with the laser and with Hotworks. We'll be full time on this. I had to go through all sprinklers. Someone filled up all of the ISOs this morning, and unfortunately that led to stirring some stuff up in there and blocked them all up. So it was probably a good hour or so of going around with the air compressor and unblocking all the sprinklers. So now we have a Hessian screen on the bottom of the pump. Next problem with this is as the water rushes back down into the pump now, with all of this flow here, it seems to put an air bubble or something and cavitate now inside the unit. So it takes a while for it to get going again. So we'll have to put a little foot valve or something in there to stop the water from back flowing down. It'll also help with making sure that it primes up a little bit quicker and doesn't spend all its time and energy pushing water back to the spots it needs to. What else did we get up to in the shed? Basically, we got to some lasering last night. So before it got a little bit windy, we had a little bit of laser action going on in the shed. Had a little bit the day before as well. Didn't get a chance to show you. As we come into the shed, we get to see some of the shiny stuff here. I've got a little bit more to go on these ones over here. We're just going to make sure there we are. So I've done all those ones in the corner. I've got these ones here. I've just got that top section surface to do. So that's where we're at with the lasering. There's a couple of hours involved with just getting rid of the paint off of them. And as we get them back through, tomorrow it's going to be warmer again. So with the hot weather, I basically said over 35 I won't be doing anything outside anyway, so I don't really want to be in the sun doing any hot works or anything like that, let alone chances of fire and that increase obviously. So we're going to get to this guy here. We're going to pull the hubs and press the bearings out and clean up, parts wash, all of this stuff, see what parts need replacing, and then get some stuff ready for lasering overnight time. And on that note, I've got also the main diff at the back. Have to get this guy. I'll probably get the tractor in here and lift this up so it's free, but I can't get it out because it's locked in there. So that's that one. I need to get the bearings pressed out of those hubs, and I need to get the brake components, when they're rebushing, sent away so we can get them in the workshop. So on the hotter days, that's what I'm going to try and do, is work with the environment and the weather. Wanted to show you this because I'm really excited. These are the batteries that will be in the bus. So these are 470-ish watt hours. So that's what I'm sort of calling them, about 470. We're going to end up with 4 of these going across the bus, and we're going to have 47 deep. So in between there, we're going to end up with a we got a cooling plate that will be 3D printed. So I've actually got to rebuild a 3D printer. I've got a extruder coming from overseas, which has been built specially for the extrusion process. In talks today with a manufacturer over some silicon carbide powder. So basically the silicon carbide is something that will allow for thermal conductivity in the thermoplastic. So when we extrude it out into the filament that we can print, we'll end up with a thermoplastic. So there'll be a bit of playing around with that one. Just keep in mind that I haven't done anything like that before. So we've got polypropylene, and then we also have PPS and some PETG as well. So there's about 100 kilos worth of pallets in Perth, but they're not quite here yet, so I'm just waiting on them. The BMS is there. I've got linear rails for the roof slides that are also there as well. So lots of stuff just sitting around waiting to be unloaded. There's obviously a bit of a backlog for Christmas time, so it's good. It's been unloaded from the ship on the 1st, so very excited to share a little bit about the battery system. It will be water cooled. We're going to try and keep them under 2 millimeters thick in between, so we might even get down a little bit thinner than that and have micro channel 3D printed cooling plates for these batteries. So for your 3D printing buffs out there, that will be something worth watching, and especially with the extrusion process as well. So we're getting some high temp plastic, so that will be something to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to play with that. And that's pretty much where we're at, what's going to happen tomorrow. Appreciate you joining me again for another day here, and we will see you tomorrow at around the same time. See ya.